to the channel. I'm Pro Enzo Vids, and this is my round 7 NRL tips for 2024. So yeah, look, round 7, it's going to be a blockbuster weekend. I do think the games this weekend will be pretty exciting. A lot of good games coming up. You know, Thursday night, Roosters and the Storm at Allianz Stadium, which is a big game as always between these two sides. Pretty keen for that battle actually. Friday night, Dolphins and Eels, a very interesting game. Both sides in similar sort of form, I reckon. Obviously, Dolphins have been better, but I think Parramatta aren't too far behind the way Dolphins are playing. Yeah, in Darwin too, that game. And also on the Saturday, Manly Titans, and I'll be at that game obviously in the Gold Coast, so should be fun going to Seabus for the very first time. And yeah, Sunday I might be at this game too. We'll see what happens. Cowboys and the Sharks at Shark Park. So yeah, big weekend for myself, but also big weekend in general for the game and NRL for round 7. So yeah, looking forward to it. As always, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Yeah, my goal is to get to 4,150 subscribers. About 20 odd subs away from that goal now, so do subscribe if you haven't already, but more importantly, enjoy the video, enjoy the tips, and yeah, let me know yours in the comments down below. But let's get into it. Yep, so on to the very first game, Roosters and the Storm at Allianz Stadium. Very big game ahead, this one. I'm looking forward to it as well. These sides always have blockbuster games against each other, so yeah, should be no different on Thursday. For the Roosters, they were very good against the Knights last week. They played really well at Newcastle. Yeah, Tedesco was out, Sam Walker was out, I believe, for that game too. Yeah, and the halves were kind of Watson and Luke Keary, and they actually surprised me, them two, because I didn't think that would be a combination that would work out well, which is why I tipped Newcastle, you know, because I think Newcastle had a stronger team, but I guess the Roosters just play with passion, play a lot stronger than Newcastle. So yeah, Roosters will come out of that game in Newcastle with a lot of confidence back at home for this one, I reckon. So yeah, that's probably where I sit with them, the Roosters, and yeah, Tedesco's back too. That's a huge in. So yeah, I reckon I'll be confident in this one, the Roosters. And yeah, for the Storm, Storm don't really have any notable changes, maybe a couple, but the Storm's team is pretty strong. Oh yeah, the big one is obviously Nelson Asafa-Solomona being back. That's a big change actually, so I should mention that. He's starting, I believe, and yeah, it's been a real wonder why he's been starting the year in the reserve grade side for the North Sydney Bears. I don't know why that's the case, but yeah, obviously Bellamy has his reasons, and yeah, he's back this week, so that's big for the Melbourne Storm. And yeah, the rest of the team is the same, I think. But my tip for this game, I think I'll tip Storm. I think Storm will be too strong. Roosters will be up for it, but I think Storm have a bit more, I don't know, a bit more finishing touches to compared to the Roosters, I feel like. So I'll go Storm to win, 1-12. Let's go with a scoreline of 24 points to 20. I think it'll be a really high scoring game, and a Storm by 4 points. Can't see this game being any more than 10 points between both sides. So I'll go Storm 1-12. And first try scorer, let's go. I think a back row will score first. Let's go with Elias Katoa. On to the 6 PM game on the Friday. It is the Dragons and the Warriors at Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. So yeah, another game where I do feel like it could go down to the wire. I think Dragons so far at home this year have been pretty good outside of that loss to the Cowboys back in round 3. They've been pretty good at Cogra and Wollongong. So yeah, I'm sure they'll want to be trying to continue that trend. As for the Warriors, well, they drew to my Seagulls last week. You know, it was a hectic game. I was there in New Zealand, and yeah, mate, it was just such a huge game, that one. I can't believe it. But yeah, Warriors played well. I mean, not the greatest game in the first half, but came back strong in the second half. So I'm sure they'll be eager to this time get a win rather than have another loss or draw. So yeah, they'll be up for this one, I reckon, to the Warriors. The Dragons team, I don't believe there's many changes apart from Christian Tuipulotu making his club debut for the Dragons on the wing. Zach Lomax goes to the centres, and I think Jack Bird's out, I believe. Might be wrong, but yeah, Dragons team that's how it lines up pretty much. And Tom Eisenhuth at lock and Black Laurie off the bench. And then yeah, for the Warriors, their team is the same pretty much. I had a brief look at their team. Yeah, not much changes really for that Warriors side. So my tip is the Warriors. I do believe the Warriors will be too strong in the gong, but you get that feeling there could be an upset here, only because Dragons often play well at Wollongong and might be up for this game. Yeah, I think Warriors will win. I think Warriors have a bit more promise, and I do think I'll get the job done. So I'll go with the Wars to win. Let's go Warriors to win 29. I think it'll be a field goal kick by Sean Johnson. 29-16. I do believe the Warriors will win 29-16. A bit of a weird scoreline, but yeah, Warriors to win. And first try scorer, we'll go Christian Tuipulotu. In his club debut, Tuipulotu will score first. Now onto the main game of Friday. It is the Eels and the Dolphins at TIO Stadium in Darwin. So yeah, the Eels do take a traditional game to Darwin each and every single year. And yeah, they faced the Dolphins there for another year in a row. So yeah, look, I think Parramatta last week were definitely a lot better compared to the week before when they got absolutely slaughtered by the Canberra Raiders in Canberra. And yeah, look, I didn't watch the game, I'll be honest. I didn't watch the Cowboys and Eels game, but I do think, though, looking at the highlights, which I did, Parramatta looked a lot more controlled and looked a lot more settled in what they were doing. And yeah, I mean, to defeat the Cowboys, who are a club in form at the moment, you know, it's pretty big win. So I'm sure they'll be ready to get a win in Darwin this time around. As for the Dolphins, they were, yeah, I don't know, they started the game well against the Broncos. They actually started that first half pretty well. But yeah, they faded out very badly in that second half. Broncos just overpowered them and just, yeah, really stood up when the Dolphins didn't. So yeah, I'm sure Wayne Bennett has addressed the consistency in their performance this week. That's for sure. Being consistent. So yeah, I guess, yeah, going to do that to win the game. I think Trey Fuller's playing fullback this week because the hammer's out. So Trey Fuller's a fullback playing his second NRL game, I believe. And then yeah, I think Lachlan Humner drops out too with Max Claff on the bench or something. And for Parramatta, Blaise Talangi comes in off the bench, and Kelman Talangi makes his way out of the team. So yeah, Kelman's been dropped, I think. So that's some of the changes there for both sides. But in this game, though, I will tip Parramatta. I'm pretty sure they'll get the job done. Dolphins, I wouldn't be shocked if they won, but I think Parramatta, yeah, I do feel like they'll get the job done and get 2 wins in a row. So I'll go Parramatta to win. Let's go Eels, 26-20. I think a few points will be scored by 6 points. And yeah, let's go first try scorer. Will Pinasini, why not? I think Parramatta to win though. Alright, now moving on to the Battle of the Cats. It is the Panthers and the Tigers at Bathurst at Carrington Park, I think it's called. Yeah, Carrington Park or whatever it's called now. But yeah, Panthers Tigers at Bathurst. And if we do remember last year, the Tigers pulled off the biggest upset of 2023 when they did defeat the Panthers. I think the score was like, I don't know, 12-10, 11-10 maybe, around that sort of score line, I think. Yeah, or 10-8, something like that. But yeah, the Tigers caused a massive upset against the Panthers last year. It was incredible. And yeah, when I first saw it, I was just, yeah, mind blown on how that even happened, you know. So can they do it again? Never say never. But Panthers are back from a bye and obviously would be just disappointed after that loss to Manly at Brookie. So they'll be up firing, ready to go. Yeah, I noticed that Nathan Cleary's still out, so he's still recovering from his hamstring. So that means Jerome Luai and Brad Schneider are still the halves, and I think the Panthers team is actually still the same as it was the week before, so no real changes there for Penrith. Ivan has trusted his boys to turn up this time and yeah, get a job done, I guess. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And for the Tigers, Lachlan Galvin's back in the half, so having Lachlan Galvin there's a pretty big one for them, I think. Yeah, that's a big move, getting him back in the team with Caesar in the halves. I think both Finu boys are back off the bench. Latu at jersey 14, so he'll be alright to go this week. And I think Sam Finu is off the bench too, so yeah, some big ins there for the Tigers. Apart from that Parramatta win, the Tigers have been a bit average as of recent. I mean, I guess the Dragons are a bit awful and had some chances but couldn't quite, you know, seal them, I guess. And yeah, obviously we talk about how the Tigers upset the Panthers last year, and will it happen again? Sadly not. I don't think Tigers will come to Bathurst and get the win this time. I think Panthers would have learnt from last year. And after losing to Manly and having them buy the week off, I think Panthers will be ready to go. So I'll go Penrith to win. But not like a big win though. I think Penrith will win, not big though. So I'll go Penrith to win. Let's go 22 points to 10. I do think Penrith will be too good. And first try scorer, let's go with Brian Toto. So Penrith to win. Now, on to the next game now, 5:30. It is the Titans and my boys Manly at Seabus Super Stadium, the Gold Coast. So, yeah, it'll be my first time at Seabus Super Stadium. Not my first time in the Gold Coast, but obviously my first time at Seabus in general. And, yeah, people tell me it's like Combank a little bit. Similar outline, but I guess I'll find out on Saturday, you know. So, yeah, it'll be fun going there for the first time. You know, I think Gold Coast are a team that is desperate for a win, so I really am hoping the boys don't get complacent like the Dragons game, because if we're legit this year, we win games like this, I reckon. I feel like there's a new mentality at the club this year, and the boys are playing really well off that sort of mentality. So, it's all about consistency, really. I mean, we're unlucky to lose against the Warrior. Oh, not lose, but it was draw. Sorry, my bad. We're unlucky not to win that game, I feel like. But yeah, and the Titans were unlucky not to win their game too against the Raiders. So I mean, they'll be desperate, all right. And they turned up against the Raiders in Canberra, which should give them a bit of confidence, you reckon? So, and Des versus Manly for the first time since he left Manly. So wow, that's gonna hype up a lot. And Foz versus Manly too. So it'd be cool to see them guys versus Manly. It's strange, but that's how it is now. But looking at that Titans team, Sami at fullback. So interesting move there by Des. I don't know how he'll go there, but we'll come and find out on Saturday. Khan Pereira's still there versus Saab to battle the speedsters there. Their team's not that much different actually. Their team's pretty much 1 through 17. A few changes, I think, positional wise, but their Titans team's still mainly the same with Brimson and Foran as the halves. For Manly, there's a few changes actually, a lot of changes, and they're good ones, I reckon. Obviously, losing Aloye Sipley is pretty bad because them two have been some of our best forwards as of recent, but they are replaced by Nathan Brown off the bench. Matt Lodge is back, which is a huge in for Manly. I'm so keen to see Lodgy back for the club and the team this week. It'll be huge to see how he goes and keen to watch him play. I think Brown, Lodge, Saab's back on the wing too, so having Saab back's huge. And then Jackson Pulos will drop to reserve grade with Tommy Talau on the wing, so I do feel like as of recent form that's the right call, but Pulo will definitely play again sometime soon anyway. Woods is still off the bench, so that's pretty much the team right there. Look, I like the team, I really do. Our team was strong. And losing Ben Travoy, which is obviously not ideal either, but Wardell's doing a good job in the back row. But look, my tip for this game, I'll back Manly obviously, but not going to say we'll smash them because no, the Titans will turn up for this game. They're desperate. Des would want this game. There's no other game this year that Des will want other than this one to beat Manly. That's what he wants deep down, to beat Manly. So we'll be ready for this one, I hope, hopefully. So I'll go Manly, back my boys obviously, I'll be there, keen. So I'll tip Manly at 30-18. I do think we'll be a bit too good. First try scorer, I'm liking Saab in his return for first try. Jason Saab, and Ruben Garrick's back too. That's huge. So we'll win, I hope. And the last game of Super Saturday, it is the Raiders and the Broncos at Suncorp Stadium at 7:35 PM, I think it is. So these two sides are very similar, very patchy form by both sides, but I think Canberra have been the more impressive team out of both teams. I think Canberra have done really well this year to sort of prove some doubters wrong and be as high as they are on the ladder. As for the Broncos, they've been a bit disappointing to start the year, but I guess injuries and other players missing has not helped them at all. So, I do think Broncos at Suncorp are a different team. They play well for their home fans, and they do turn up and put on the show normally. So, we'll see if they can do the exact same as they have been at Suncorp so far this year. I think the Broncos are mainly 1 through 17. Walsh is still there. The halves are still Mam and Madden. I think Jaden Hunt is the back rower still, with Pierre Curo not back yet, I believe. That's mainly the Broncos team. And for Canberra, their team is not many changes there for the Raiders either. Although Canberra were lucky to beat the Titans, they were very lucky. So I think Ricky will consider that lucky. But we saw how furious Ricky was about the whole Canberra were lucky to be given the win or whatever, but I guess that's another story for another time. My tip for this game, I think Broncos will get them. I really do. I think Broncos will get the job done. I know Canberra upset them last year at Suncorp, but not going to happen this time. I think Broncos will get the job done, and I think Broncos, sitting 10th on the ladder is a bit strange, so they'll be out for this one to get a win and get the job done. So I think Broncos to win. Let's go Bronx 20-18, but 2-point win. I think it'll be a really close game, but could be by more. But I'll go Broncos to win. First try scorer, let's back in Selwyn Cobbo first try, but Broncos to win. Okay, on to the very first game on the Sunday. It is the Bulldogs taking on the Knights at Accor Stadium, and if we remember last year, the Knights absolutely thrashed the Bulldogs 66-0 at Accor Stadium, and I couldn't believe it at the time because Knights were on a run like the end of last year, but winning 66-0 over the Bulldogs at their own home ground, that was embarrassing. But now it's a new year. Things have changed. Newcastle struggling. Bulldogs are not going too bad, but aren't great either. So, I suppose this will be a big game for both sides, get some momentum going, you know. I really do think that. Yeah, I think for the Bulldogs and their team, pretty much the same. I think Sam Hughes is starting up front from memory. Drew Hutchison's still the fullback, the halfback, whether fans like it or not. And yeah, but no, that's mainly the team. I think it's the same. I think Blake Taff is coming off the bench too, so yeah, that's weird, but I'm sure there'll be more changes maybe later in the week. And as for the Knights, their team seems to be 1 through 17. No notable changes as I can see. Yeah, Hastings and Cogger still the halves, Ponga at the back. Yeah, look, I don't know. Knights were disappointing against the Roosters at home last week. I don't know what happened to Newcastle, but they were disappointing, so they'll need to bounce back this week. My tip for this game, honestly, and I'm being honest, after that 66-0 loss last year, I think the Bulldogs will remember that really well. Not for the right reasons, but obviously they'll remember that, and they'll use that as motivation to come this game. So I reckon the Bulldogs will bounce back in a big way and win 34 points to 20, I think. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. So 34-20, I do believe that, yeah, the Bulldogs will be too strong at home. I think they'll be up for this one. They were very unlucky to lose to Melbourne. I think they should have won their game, but lost their way after a while. But yeah, this is the week where I reckon they'll bounce back. So Bulldogs to win. Bulldogs to win. Let's go, yeah, 34-20 and first try scorer. Yeah, let's go Viliami Kikau. He's in base form, so I'll go Kicks for a first try. And now the last game of Sunday, and a game I could be at, I'm pretty sure it will be, but it is the Sharks and the Cowboys at Shark Park in Cronulla. Now, this is a funny game because both these sides have a funny record against each other. It ends up being 1 win for the Sharks, 1 win for the Cowboys, 1 win for the Sharks, 1 win for the Cowboys. You get what I mean? It's a really even record between these two sides, and you could say it's a bit of a competitive rivalry over the years. I do think it is a competitive rivalry, not an actual NRL rivalry, but in terms of competitiveness and whatever, I do think it could be. But yeah, look, the Sharks at Shark Park are normally a better side. Yeah, they were obviously, way too good last week against the Rabbitohs. Yeah, obviously Souths were poor, but Sharks just looked really strong in attack, so I'm sure they'll be able to keep that going into this game. As for the Cowboys, they were very disappointing against the Parramatta Eels. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I'm sure they'll be eager to bounce back and get a win as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one to tip actually. I think Samuel Stone Street will make his NRL debut on the wing, so I'm keen to see how young Samuel Stone Street goes. Yeah, the Sharks team is pretty much the same. As for the Cowboys, I think Finafiliaki is starting in the back row. Don't know if he did last week, but yeah, he's starting in the back row. And Murray Talangi's out, so I think Sammy Valamay's in for him. So yeah, look, Cowboys would want to bounce back, and will they do it this Sunday? They could, but I think Sharks at Shark Park might be a bit too strong. I don't believe in the Sharks hype, but I do think they'll be too strong back at home. So I'll go the Sharks to win 22-18, and a really tight 4-point win. First try scorer, I'm backing Samuel Stone Street for first try too. Very first game, the debutants always score in their first game, so I reckon he'll get a try. So let's go, the Sharks 22-18. And there's my round 7 NRL tips for 2024. Please let me know your tips in the comments down below. Love to see what everyone's backing for the weekend and etc. As always, yeah, enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and yeah, can't wait to go to the Gold Coast this Saturday, and also later on at 7:30 tonight, the Simply Eagle podcast is back, so please tune in if you are having free time to tune in. So thank you for watching this video, and have a good night.